Hi, and welcome back to this edition of The Buzz, which is taped here at Abington High School in the Abington Camp Studios. My name is Shawn Reilly, and I'm your host. This show is intended to bring you all the goings-on in Abington High School, especially those things that are related to Green Wave sports. And today we've got a couple of student athletes that are going to be joining us, two that are representing our winter track program, and then later in the program we're going to bring in two of our female hockey players. But first we're going to start with winter track. So I want to welcome on board to The Buzz two of our outstanding athletes. We've got, I want to make sure I get this, freshman Gia Bunnell and sophomore Lucas de Oliveira, right?
Yep. Welcome
aboard, gang. Now, I have heard a lot about what's going on with the indoor track program, the winter track program. But a lot of people outside in Green Wave Nation don't, because unfortunately you guys don't get the exposure because of what winter track is. Individual sports, individual running and throwing events, field events, some are relay events. But just following like the Twitter account and knowing some of the guys and girls on your team, you guys are just killing it. You're killing it, and you've got a very young team, both the girls and boys team. Gia, just tell me about the year in general, how it's going so far for you guys.
I think both boys and the girls team have an awesome year. We've got some, like you said, really good freshmen, sophomores, and then we've got our senior captains sort of leading the way, coaching us, just as much as our regular coaches are coaching us. And I think that this year specifically is like going to show us we have a lot to look ahead for future years, because like when we're all seniors, the freshman and sophomore, like that's going to be an awesome team. We have a lot to think about. Yeah,
your freshmen and sophomore are leading the way, right? I mean, you got a lot of really good athletes. Not to take anything away from the seniors and the juniors, but Lucas, like you're a sophomore. Did you run winter track last year?
Yeah, I did.
And what do you feel about this year? And as Gia said, moving forward, do you share the same optimism?
This year, honestly, surprising year for me. I didn't expect for this year to go as well as it has, because last year was only my first year starting track.
Yeah.
I am still kind of new to the sport, but what I have learned over the years has been helpful throughout the
So do you guys also run outdoors in the spring, either cross country or you're not only running winter indoor track, right?
Yeah.
All right. So can I assume you enjoy the outdoor events more than the indoor events?
Yeah.
Why is that? Just being out in the fresh air?
Yeah, fresh air. It's a better track, honestly.
Yeah.
Just like enjoy that more.
There's something we sort of called the Reggie lung after running an event at the Reggie, because you finish and then your throat is just so dry from just running in the inside with not fresh air, and it's whatever distance too. Like I think the sprints and the like 2 mile or whatever, I'll definitely feel it. And the next day you come to school and you're hoarse and people think you're sick and you're like, no, I just got the Reggie lung.
The Reggie that you're talking about, you're referring to the Reggie Lewis Center, the track and field center. It's in Boston, where all of the winter track meets are held, right? Because it's it's getting old, it needs some refurbishment. But so the Reggie lung, I understand, I've read about that, where the indoor track, I get what you're saying, outdoor up at Riley Field is just a much better place, or at some of the other high schools, to run in fresh air. Tell us, and tell the viewers at home really, how do you guys train for winter track? You're leading up to these events that are held at the Reggie. How are you doing it on a daily basis to keep in shape? Especially, I know you're a long distance runner and you're more short distance in field. Talk to me about, maybe Lucas, you could say, how do you practice and get ready for the events?
For our shorter sprints, we're usually, well now because it's colder, we're in the halls, but at the start of our winter season, we were outdoors, making sure that we were fit for the season, doing like drills on the field. But for the field event, high jump, we are at the Frollo School, and we're usually in there jumping, as well as long jump. That's really it.
So indoor at the Frollo gym for the high jump, long jump stuff. And then so you're sprinting down the halls of Abington High School when the weather's really cold and bad. How about long distance? How are you guys doing it?
Sort of similar to what Lucas said. In the beginning, when it was warmer, we were outside more doing workouts at the track and longer runs. But especially like last week when it was like a high of 20, we couldn't really be outside. So we did our best to sort of run around the school, but it's not the same texture at all. It's not great for like your legs. we do a lot of lifts. One thing the coaches say a lot is often just winter track is just training and getting stronger for outdoor.
Yeah.
Because there's only so much you can do when it's that cold. Like, even if it's not super cold out, the track is covered in ice.
Yeah.
So that wouldn't end well.
Do your teams both use the fitness center here at Abington High School?
Yep.
So you're doing strength conditioning in addition to your running conditioning that you're doing to kind of get ready for the spring, which I'm sure, given what you've already done this winter, the spring is going to be a very eventful and positive season for you guys. I want to congratulate. Girls just clinched the South Shore League championship, right? The Tobin division.
Yeah, that was a definitely big achievement. Very excited about that.
And you guys were number 2 literally by about 2 points, right?
Yeah.
To Carver. So congratulations. You guys are both up at the top. I asked Coach Casely to give me a little bit of background on the team, and we filled a page and a half of information. I just want to mention a few things, and feel free to fill in. I just mentioned how you guys, the girls team, won the South Shore League Tobin division. Sophomore captain Vanjie McCleary, who was also on the buzz earlier, led the South Shore League with a 2 mile with a time of 12:54.39. She's also 5th in the league in the mile with a time of 6 minutes .89. Freshman Gia Bunnell is less than a second behind Vanjie in the 2 miles with a time of 12:54.8. Good for 2nd in the league. Gia is also 3rd in the mile with a blistering run of 5 minutes 50 seconds .34. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So you and Vanjie are really, literally neck and neck on a lot of these runs.
We were like that in cross country too. I guess shout out to Vanjie if you're watching this. She's been an awesome support. Just to have someone always I'm running with, and I know we're going to be similar times, and someone who I can always count on to be there during a workout or a long run.
That's great. So you're pushing each other, obviously.
Yeah.
And whether you're 1-2 or 2-1, you're getting points for your team.
And it's never about us beating each other. It's just we want to do the best for our team and the best for one another. That's
awesome. And continuing on, the girls' distance medley relay took 6th place in the state relays, led by Gia and Vanjie. Freshman Janelle White had a great year with a 55-meter dash of 7.67, good for 2nd in the league. Now, 55-meter dash is about a 60-yard dash for us old fogies. So to do that in 7.67 is fantastic. Senior captain Maddie Mims also had a great year with a 55-meter time of 8.01. She has 2 more chances of breaking the 8-second barrier and also leads the girls 4x200, which might be qualifying for the states. And then senior Jordan Fonseca has repeatedly broken the school record in the 55 high hurdles. Her current record stands at 10.07. She looks to go under 10 seconds in the next week or so. Impressive what the girls team is doing right now. You really, you mentioned how you have these senior leaders like Maddie and Jordan, and then you still have this young crew of freshmen and sophomores. Great mix.
I want to shout out senior Charlie Hernandez and sophomore Sadie Hernandez. They're also part of the DMR, and we could not have done it without them. And Charlie has been such a support and motivator as a senior captain, and she's been awesome this year, and so is Sadie.
I know Charlie. She's one of a kind, really good, great teammate, great leader. Let me flip over to the boys' side, and let me again run down this list. Boys' team is led by an outstanding sophomore class, led by this guy named Lucas de Oliveira, yours truly, and Naz Paulding. We are 4th and 5th in the South Shore League in the 55-meter dashes with times of 6.79 and 6.80, literally 1/100th of a second difference between you and Naz. Both have held a school record at different times during the year, and senior captain Damian Montero is right behind them with a time of 6.88. So you got 3 guys all within less than a second of each other.
Yep.
So that's got to be kind of fun, similar to you and Vanjie, that you and Naz are literally nose and nose. Tell me about your competition with Naz.
Honestly, I didn't think that we would really become friends at first, but spring track came, and he was like, he was always faster than me by like a decent amount.
Yeah.
But then this winter season came, and I broke the school record, and he, at freshman, sophomore, congratulations to him, he got first place medal with a time of 6.8. After I saw his time, I'm like, he's got to get it somehow. So I've honestly just been pushing myself harder just to keep that record in check, making sure
awesome.
we can't get it.
I mean, you guys are fortunate to have a teammate who's pushing you every practice and every meet. It's one thing to beat like the kid from Carver or East Bridgewater, but if you have a teammate that is challenging you, it just I'm sure it benefits Naz too to have a guy like you pushing him. So wonderful to see that happening. Damian Montero also broke the 20-foot barrier in the long jump, and now sits 5th in the league, and only 9 inches separate him from the number 1 position. And then Lucas, my man, and fellow sophomore Nathan Calcano have also traded in the 300-meter record with times of 37.12 and 37.24 respectively. They sit 4th and 5th in the league and are looking to break that 37-second record in the upcoming meets. Tell me about you and Nathan.
I've honestly known Nathan for a while now. He's the reason I'm even doing track today. Honestly, he's pushed me in the 300 to my limits. I have a great time running with him and against him. Every time I see him we're in the same heat, I'm like, I have to beat him. I can't lose today.
That's great. Do you prefer the 55-meter sprint over the 300-meter, or you like them both equally?
I like them both equally because they both have like different strengths and weak. Obviously the 300 you have to have more stamina, and the 55 is just more power and just top speed.
All right, so I got a few more notes to read. I mean, again, there's just so much to talk about with your track program. Sophomore Aiden Calcano is 3rd in the league in the 600-meter with a time of 1 minute 27.84. He also ran sub-10 in the 55 hurdles in his first ever attempt with a 9.53. That's unreal. Sophomore Thomas Muniz is 1st in the league in shot put with a throw of 43 feet, 0.05 inches, which is just 1 foot shy of Jeff Buckley's Abington High School record. So I'm sure Tommy is pushing to beat that record. He's only a sophomore. Lucas, again, back to the other side of the table, is 1st in the league in the high jump with a height of 6 foot 2 inches, which is an Abington High School record. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Naz, of course, Naz Paulding is right behind him, tied for 3rd with a height of 5 foot 10, just 4 inches below you right now.
Yeah.
So again, tremendous. And again, the boys 4x200 is looking to place at the States and improve in their South Shore League best time of 1 minute 33.67 seconds, another Abington High School record.
Yep.
You guys, girls and boys, are you're just breaking records. Might as well not even put them up on the board because we're just erasing them every other week, it sounds like. That's awesome. I mean, I was going to call you Vanjie. Gia, we talked before we started taping. You guys practice together. It's not a separate practice. Boys and girls practice together, right? Tell me about your coaches and how the practice is run.
I think that, at least for distance, we only have 2 distance boys. So congratulations to them because they've been doing amazing. They're the only 2, Sam Medeiros and Aiden Calcano. So there's definitely a lot more girls for distance. I don't see the sprinter boys or the thrower boys or the hurdle boys that much because distance is a very different sort of training, so we don't usually train together. But it's just the distance squad has grown so close, and like there's no, it's weird that we're running with the boys or whatever. Yeah. It's just a fun dynamic. We play random games and we're stretching, and Mr. Bennett just laughs at us and is like, oh gosh, what did I get myself into? Same
thing with the field events. It's the boys and girls kind of working out together, making it happen.
Yeah, so it's like for example, if we're at the Furlio, I'll jump one height, and then Naz will go, and then we have to me and Naz will put the bar down with our coach's help, of course, because we might get the height wrong. But we put the bar down for the girls, and it's just we just switch off, and it's just great fun because we're there to support them, and they're obviously there to support us for high jump.
So when did you start your long distance running career? Was this something you started as a kid or when you were a freshman? And when did you guys both start getting into track or running or field events?
In 7th grade, I did track for fun, just because I want something to do. And I only did a month because then I broke my hand. But not knowing what cross country actually was, I was like, it's the same thing as track. I'm going to do that. So I did, and it was not the same thing as track because I ran the 100 and 200 in middle school track. But then I really liked it, and I was like, wait, I'm kind of good at this. I wanna keep doing this. So then I did outdoor in the spring and then cross country in the fall, and I was like, I'll try winter track this year, and here I am.
How about you? When did you get the bug?
Honestly, it was probably last spring season. Because that winter season, I was doing 400 meters, 300 meters. I think I only did the 55 twice then. Yeah. So I didn't really was in the short sprints, and also my high jump, I was only jumping 5'4", 5'2" at that time.
Wow.
And then the spring season came, and I got into the short sprints, the 100, the 200, high jump, 4x1, and it was like it just kicked off from there.
So wait, last year you were jumping 5'4", and now this year you're at 6'2" and broke the school record.
Yep.
That's impressive. And you're a sophomore.
Yeah.
You still got 2 more years to even try to increase that. Now, tell me, we're here at Abington High School, which, as you know, is the Abington Middle High School. So on the other side of the building is the younger kids 5 through 8. What do you tell kids in the middle school about the benefits of track, or if they're interested but they don't feel like they're good enough or they've never done it before? How would you encourage them to like really try it out?
I think that track, it's not something that a lot of people, I feel like, really understand until you do it. So if you're interested, just give it a try. There's no reason that you have to stick with it, but it can't hurt to give it a try. There's so many different areas and things you can do. You could throw, you can hurdle, you can sprint, you can do long distance. There's not one sort of, you do soccer, you're kicking a ball, and
Right.
it's not like there's one job. There's so many different things you could try. If you don't like running short distance, you can try long distance. And there's no cutting from the team. There's no way you can hurt the team. It's just, track is oftentimes about your personal goals and what you want to improve on.
That's a great point, yeah. How about you, Lucas? What do you tell a young kid that's just like, should I, shouldn't I? What's it all about?
I would tell them to give it a try, and if they think it's not for them, they can like quit. That sounds bad, the way that I'm saying it, but if you feel like it's not for you, you can just stop. But if you start liking it and you want to start taking it seriously, it's like a great way to college. It's a great path to college.
I mean, there might be a kid out there who's just a really good sprinter and tries it out and all of a sudden finds out that he can do a high jump and breaks the school record. I mean, you're right. I mean, those type of things happen. And I always think it's great to see that the young kid, the freshman who is out there running the streets with the group, and they're always one of the last guys in the pack, you know, as a freshman. And then you talk and watch the same kid as a sophomore, and all of a sudden they're placing second, third in the meets, and you know, I think it's great to see the development so quickly with some of the younger athletes. Here I am talking to 2 freshmen and sophomores who are holding school records, but it's impressive what your coaching staff does, but more importantly, I think what your teammates do for each other. You guys really push each other, right? And you got a big meet coming up. I know we usually don't talk about dates when we're recording this, but this coming Monday, next week, what's happening? What do you got scheduled?
South Shore League Championship.
South Shore League Championship at the Reggie?
Yep.
Right? Who are you gunning for? Who do you need to beat at the championship?
I'm looking to beat Carver. I want to get that high jump title for myself. I don't want to let them get it. I'm also looking for that 4x2 title with my boys.
Who are the boys?
Damien, Nathan, and Naz.
Wow. And how about you? What's your goal for the South Shore track meet, the league meet?
I don't think there's any like team specifically I'm looking to beat. I just want to do my best, PR if I could, maybe get a medal.
Personal record.
Yeah,
right? PR
personal
for
record.
those people at home. Yeah, that's great. Well, I got to wish you both best of luck. We're all eager to hear how you do. I mean, what you've already done in 2 years and 1 year is impressive. And I want to again thank the seniors who are leading this team and doing well on their own right, and of course the coaching staff by Mr. Casely, and Mr. Bennett. Thank you. I almost called him Bentley, Mr. Bennett. And I want to thank you guys for coming on to the show here and telling more people about track, because like I said, I don't think the spotlight's on you enough because you're out running in the streets and you're up in the Reggie, so people don't get there. But man, you guys are breaking record after record, and we look forward to watching you. Of course, come the springtime, we might be able to have more availability to see you up at Riley Field or out in on the cross country meet. And I'm sure we'll be seeing your names up on that record board, which is up at the track and field facility. So congratulations, and again, thanks for tuning in to being in here with the Buzz. So thanks again. So we're going to take a quick break and bring in 2 of our standout athletes from our girls hockey program. And I want to, again, thank our representatives from Winter Track. We'll be right back with more of the Buzz right after this. All right, we're back with the buzz. We just finished our little wrap-up and update about our winter track program. And keeping with the winter theme, we are now going to change gears and talk about ice hockey. And we've got two of Abington's finest female ice hockey players. We've got Liz Dow and Robyn Bolger. Liz, you're a junior.
Yes.
Robyn, you're a freshman.
Yeah.
Both members of the Abington hockey team, which is actually a cooperative again this year. It is the Norwell-Scituate-Abington, or the NSA hockey team, right?
Yes. Yep.
Welcome aboard to the buzz, ladies. Tell me about the season. I've been watching some of the games on Abington Cam, of course. How do you feel about what's been going on thus far? Go ahead.
So we're 7-5 right now.
Yeah.
So we've been very up and down with wins and losses, but we have a lot of good freshmen that came in. We've been working on a lot of stuff during practice, like power plays, forechecks, everything that we struggle with during games. So honestly, the season's been going pretty good so far, and energy's been high.
What do you think, Robyn, as a freshman on a girls hockey team? How's it been?
I think we've made a lot of improvements as a team, and where we were before, we've come a long way.
Now, how long have you guys each been actually, well, two-part question. When did you start skating as a kid, and then when did you start playing hockey as a kid?
So
roughly.
I think, I don't remember age time, but I remember I was probably 4,
Really?
and they did the learn to skate at Rockland.
Yeah.
And I was literally the only one that could actually stop and not fly myself into the boards.
That was
and
me.
I'd get those little ribbons. So then I did that for a couple of years, and then they had a little section where they would do it was kind of, I don't know, it might have been it was a pre-hockey little
Skills type of thing?
type of thing
Yeah.
to see if that's what you're into. So I remember doing that, and I started crying and I was I don't know if this is for me. And then I ended up doing the Little Bruins, and my friend Ava convinced me to play. So I think I was about 7 when I actually started playing hockey, but I've been skating for a while.
How about you?
I started skating around 5 or 6, and I did the same with the Rockland skills, and then their jump start thing, and then the Little Bruins thing.
That was, you got bags and everything.
Yeah.
That was a good deal. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I joined my first team when I was 8 with Eagles.
So tell me, Robyn, what position do you play?
Right wing.
And Liz?
Defense.
Two different parts of the game, but you
Yeah.
still play as a team,
Yeah.
right? Tell me what you enjoy about right wing and defense. What do you like? You obviously you're in the offensive zone more often than not. How's your slap shot, wrist shot? What's better?
My slap shot is 50-50 if it is good or not, but my wrist shot is a lot better than it used to be.
How about from the defensive point of view?
Definitely more you got to get the shot off quick. So I try not. I'm gonna say same thing. Slap shots 50-50. Kind of depends on how much time you have. If you should skate the puck in more to get
Yeah.
a better angle.
I think it's interesting because I think a lot of people who watch hockey who don't play hockey assume that a slap shot is easier than a wrist shot.
No,
and it's
no.
not. What? Explain to those people who don't know.
It's there's so many components to it. It's you got to make sure that your stick you have to make sure you hit the ice before you hit the puck, and it's just you got to get I don't know, you got to
Everything's got to
angle
align,
your blade
right?
right. It's a lot. You have to put a lot of power into it, and you also have to time it right. Depending on the passer, you have to time the shot right, or else you'll miss it, and
Right.
then it goes into the other zone, and it's
Same thing, right? I mean,
Yeah.
wrist shots, you have a little bit more control. The puck's on your stick
Yeah.
instead of you're winding up trying to make sure you hit it cleanly. Tell me, are there any differences in the rules between boys hockey and girls hockey? Well, let's hear them. In general.
Boys, there's a lot. It's a lot more physical,
Yeah.
and you're able to hit. But for girls, you have to be playing the puck when you hit. So you can't even really hit, or else you'll get called. But
girls can't check.
Yeah.
It's a big rule. Like,
It seems like that's frustrating to you.
no, well, I don't know how to describe it. It's like, as soon as you do something like that, it's like an automatic penalty.
Yeah.
Definitely, I feel like a lot easier to get penalties.
In girls hockey,
Yes, yeah, yep.
because they're watching for things, and obviously
Yeah.
it's obvious if you've checked someone. Whereas in boys, a check may or may not be legal. They
Yeah,
gotta kind of
yeah,
look
exactly,
at it, right? Tell me what it's like. You're here at Abington High School. Well, first of all, who are the other Abington girls that are on this team?
So, Shay McCarthy,
Yeah,
Lexi's,
Gwen.
yeah, Gwen Holm and Lexi Sproles.
and Lexi. Okay, so there's the 5 Abington girls.
Yes.
Where do you guys practice? Since this is a cooperative of Abington, Norwell-Scituate, where do you practice?
So Mondays and Tuesdays kind of switch. So both of them are at Hobmock, but
Yep.
like, so one Monday we'll have 4:30, and then that Tuesday we'll have 8:30, and then like the next week Monday will be 8:30, and Tuesday will be 4:30, and then every Friday we have 6 a.m. practice. Well, we get on at 5:50.
And where's that?
Bavis.
At Bavis.
Yep.
In
Rockland, yeah.
And you're meeting, you have met, and you're playing with girls from 2 different towns. How was that when you first started every season? I mean, it's one thing to know the girls from Abington, but now you've got to kind of
Yeah.
learn how these other girls play that you haven't played with before until you've been on the team for a year or 2.
Well, it's funny because like my freshman year when we were just Norwell and Abington, like the first practice we had it was Monday, Tuesday, Friday, 5:50 a.m. And so I remember it was just me, Molly Bouchagras, and Callie Pino, and we walked into the locker room and all the like Norwell girls were lined up. It was just like we walked in and like jaws just like hit the floor. It was like so quiet. But as soon as we got on the ice, like they were extremely like inclusive, like wicked nice to us, like very welcoming, and literally by the second practice, like it felt completely normal.
They realized that these girls got
yeah.
game. This is a good addition.
Yeah, it was definitely not hard to like get along together.
Yeah.
We do like pasta parties all the time, brunches. We do like Friday we're going to BU girls game
Oh, really?
instead of practicing. So we do a lot of outside of hockey stuff to bring us closer together because we're a co-op, so
Right.
we all go to different schools. It's going to be cliques. So it definitely brings us together more.
Robyn, is it harder as a freshman to kind of get into this cooperative, or do you really feel welcomed as soon as you kind of step foot in the locker room or on the ice?
So I did like the summer league with all of them, so
Okay.
that was definitely like good to do before the actual season started.
Good icebreaker, so to speak.
Yeah. But like they're all like super nice, and I didn't think like anything bad of them.
And you guys are watching now as women's hockey, girls hockey, is really starting to expand right in front of us
Yeah.
right now at the high school level, but also at the professional level. It's really expanding. That must be very encouraging and exciting for you guys.
Yeah, definitely.
Is this something that you want to continue to pursue as you get older and move out of high school?
I'm honestly not too sure what I want to do yet. Like, my thought process was like, I want to go to college, but I'm not going to go to college to play hockey, if
Yeah.
that makes sense. Like, if the college has hockey, I'll play it. Like, that's great. But I'd rather focus on, like, a more educational career.
And a lot of good, some of the larger colleges have good intramural programs where you're playing really good
Yeah.
hockey. How about you? I mean, you're just a freshman right now, so I don't want you to predict what's happening
Yeah.
5 years from now, but hockey is really a big part of your life?
Yeah. Like I feel like I want to go as far as I can. Like
Yeah.
it's not something that I just want to let go like right after high school, but like college club, I know a lot of people do that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to let it go either. Like, even, just club, like what you said. Like, I'd still do it, but again, like, if the college has it, then that's great.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
But yeah, you're going to go with your education and your
Yeah.
career over that. I understood. Tell me about your coaches now. You got Tori Dinger as your head coach.
Yes.
A former hockey player herself.
Yes, yep.
An intense coach who really does her homework, I hear.
Yep.
Tell me about Coach Dinger.
She's an excellent, she's a character. I love her.
You can say what you want. You'll never see this, okay? Haha. We'll see.
So I have a wicked good relationship with her. She's very committed to the team. Like, she'll watch a game back like 5 times and look at every single aspect of what we did right, what we did wrong, and she'll take that and she'll put it into practice. She'll work hard with practice. She'll put it into film, have us watch it, like tell us what we did wrong and how we can do it better, and she'll help us improve. She's a very good coach.
So does that help you watch a game and kind of look at it in a different way and really help you improve your game? You see yourself doing that now?
Yeah, I feel like she's like super disciplined, and like that's the kind of coaching that I think I take in the best from.
Yeah.
So that's it.
With a little fun on the side, I'm sure,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like you mentioned, going to the BU Terriers game,
Yes.
which is great. I mean, we have great hockey in Boston, both in the men's and women's league. It's just fantastic to hear you guys. Tell me about the goalie on your team. What town is she from? And goalies are a special breed.
Yeah. So she's from Scituate, and I think she's a great goalie. She's extremely she's very laid back in a good way. Like she doesn't get in her own head if a goal goes in or like some sort of play happens. Like she's very focused and locked in. She's also a really great person, and she's a good captain.
And you're a defender, so she's barking in your ear a lot, I'm sure.
Yes, yep.
Which is good, coordination.
Yes, yep.
I know you're many times down the other end of the ice, but tell me about some of the other girls that you play with. It's just kind of, you have different lines.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, you're usually playing with the same 3 people up front, right? Is that pretty consistent through the season thus far, or do you mix it up?
So far it's been like pretty consistent, but she tends to change them sometimes, like depending on the teams we play. Like I know tonight she might switch them up a little bit, but honestly it's usually the same.
So you guys went on a run. I was watching some of your games I mentioned on cable, on Advent Cable. You beat North Quincy, you shut them out 6-0.
Yep.
You beat East Bridgewater, West Bridgewater 4-1. You beat Marshfield 2-1. They came back and beat you the next time.
Yeah.
So we'll get back at them. You beat Whitman Hanson 4-2. Plymouth South in overtime won that 2-2. Who scored the overtime goal? Do you remember?
I think it was Penny Sage.
Great. So you guys, I mean, you mentioned you've been up and down, but you were on a streak of ups.
Yep.
You play some very challenging teams.
Yep.
Tell us, who is it that you kind of circle the calendar, like these are the guys I would really like to beat?
It stinks because we don't play Marshfield again, but 100% Marshfield, every time we play them, it's everyone's pumped up. It's it's not the biggest game of the season because I mean tonight we're playing Duxbury and they're incredible, and then a week ago we played Hingham, but it almost feels like the biggest game of the season because it's just that kind of I'm not gonna
Is it because you know the players on Marshfield?
Some of them, I had a friend who doesn't play for them anymore. She does some boarding school. I forget what it is, but a lot of the girls know each other. It's definitely a wicked big game.
Do you have a favorite team that you really kind of eyeball all the time, or you just want to beat everyone?
Hanover, because we our first game, we went into that a little too
Cocky.
Yeah, about ourselves, and then just playing them every time, you just want to go in with an open mind and just know can't be full of yourself.
Right. Take every game like it's the game to play. Where do you guys like to play? We have a couple different ice rinks in the area. Rockland has Rockland Rink. It also has the Bavis Rink. Tell us about where do you like to play? Do you really always love playing at home, which is usually the case, but what are some of the favorite rinks that you enjoy being in?
I definitely love the Bog. I like Rockland Rink just because it's where I grew up playing. Our other home rink's Hobbamock, which I don't love, but it's not a terrible rink.
Yep.
It's very cold. What are the rinks?
Robyn, where do you like to play?
The Bog.
You like the Bog?
Yeah.
It's such a nice rink. It's very
great atmosphere for the fans
Yeah.
and everything. Do you hear the fans? I mean, there's a lot of chanting and yelling, and hockey fans are known to be a little crazy.
Yeah.
But when you're out there, I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on the ice. So I'm sure you hear the roar, but not necessarily everything they're saying.
Yeah. I feel not a bunch of people go to the girls' games. Obviously there's parents and, we love them, great supporters. But no one from the school actually like goes and supports, so you don't really hear much from a like audience.
Right. It's tough. I mean, sometimes for high school kids to drive to the bog or the Hobbamock or whatever. And that's why I think it's great that the folks here at Abington can tape your games and then put them on TV, because a lot of people get to watch you guys play. You know, even people who don't know you, and hopefully now that they watch The Buzz, they'll get to know you and can enjoy and say, geez, you know, women's hockey, girls hockey is hockey. It's good hockey. And you guys seem to enjoy it. He's junior and freshman, right?
Yeah.
What's it look like for next year? Do you get a sense of what's coming up to join you guys?
So I know our goalie's a senior, so we're getting a new goalie from Scituate. She'll be a freshman. And we're losing only 3 seniors this year. So we're losing Caroline Ellis, Lainey Burns, and Penny Sage. They're all incredible players.
Yeah.
So we're losing them 3. But honestly, you don't really know till you see the team and see how everyone like gets along together, like how we include the new freshmen coming up.
Yeah.
So you can't really get a great idea until then.
How things will gel.
Yeah.
Right? Can you tell me, I'll ask each of this question, Robyn, what was either your best game you felt you played this year or the best game that the team played this year?
My personal best game, I think, was the one against Whitman Hanson. And then a team one, I think, was the Marshfield first one that we won.
Yeah, that was the victory.
Yeah.
Right? How about you?
I would say team one definitely when we beat Marshfield in that Hobbamock tournament 2-1. That was great.
An intense game.
And personal, I would. I don't really. I would say probably like Whitman Hanson or Hanover, but sometimes I kind of like if I make a mistake, I like try to like flush it. Like I kind of blank out, if that makes sense.
Yep.
Like it's hard to remember like, oh, I played like really good in this game. I try to think more like team-wise, like we all worked really well together, like against this team. So.
And you feel yourself like the team and yourself are getting better every week
Yeah.
and working. That's always a positive.
Yeah.
Tell me, you are student athletes. So as students, I want to ask you, here in the halls of Abington High, do you got a favorite course, class, or a favorite teacher that you kind of really enjoy or that you're really interested in here at Abington? I mean, as a freshman, it might be a little different because you haven't had a full exposure of everything.
Yeah.
But what is it? What are you really interested in, or what teacher really is affecting you?
So, like, I like math, but because I have Miss Leonardo, like, usually I'm not someone, like, I don't like math as a subject, but I feel like having her as a teacher, like, just, like, makes me feel, like, more welcome in her class and, like, just to everything that she teaches in general, like, I can understand.
Amazing how a good teacher can do that, right?
Yeah.
How about you, Liz?
There's a couple. So I really like Mr. DePrizio. I have him for U.S. history.
Yeah.
And then Miss Bates for math. I really like her. Like the way she teaches, it's very easy to understand. And then this new quarter, I just started psychology with Mr. Cutter, who's an English teacher. So he's working it out, but I really like him as a teacher.
Yeah.
He seems like a good guy.
We do have some good teachers here at Abington High School, both at the middle school and the high school level, so I appreciate hearing that, and I think it's kind of cool to get the feedback from the student point of view. Before we wrap up, I want to ask you guys that if you were talking to someone through the TV camera who is younger right now, and they might be interested in playing hockey, and they're a girl, is it more important, do you think, that they should learn to skate well and fast, or should they work on their stick handling, or is it just a necessity, you got to learn both? What do you think is the criteria to being a good hockey player when you're a young kid, maybe entering middle or high school?
I would say, like, it's important to know how to at least skate. Like, you don't have to be great, because the way we, like, Tori and our other coaches, Renee and Mia, they keep in mind, like, how to benefit everyone, how to, like, help everyone learn. So, like, we'll organize practice sometimes in ways where, like, everyone's working on things that, like, they could benefit from. Like, so if some girls just learning, like, how to skate well, like, they'll do skating drills, or, like, they need work on stick handling, they'll learn stick handling. So, honestly, I think, like, if you want to play, I would just honestly do it, because you're going to learn so much. And
the coaching really helps develop you, right?
Yeah, yep.
Well, would you say something similar? I mean,
Yeah, I think like what she said was exactly like what I'm thinking. Like they target like different people's areas and what they need to work on, and I think that if you just start with like what you have, like you can definitely improve with the coaching that we have.
and when you get great teammates like you too, then you get all that confidence and the support. So, ladies, I want to thank you for joining us here on The Buzz. I think it's important that people learn more about the girls hockey program, and I wish you the best of luck for the rest of this season, which has been great. And then, of course, perhaps we'll see you again next year.
Maybe.
We can give us an update on the on the good things happening on the ice. So, for our viewers at home, I want to thank you for tuning in to this episode of The Buzz. I hope you learned a little bit more about winter track and girls hockey. And I hope we'll see you at some of the upcoming games, whether it be in a rink or in a basketball court or wherever they may be. We love the support at Abington High School, and of course, anything you can do to help support the Abington Greenway Boosters is always appreciated. I want to send a special thank you to all of our guys who are working behind the cameras today at Abington Cam to bring this to your living room at home. And that's about it. We're going to wrap it up. So again, my name is Shawn Reilly. I want to thank you for tuning in to The Buzz.
Hello and welcome to the Hobblemock Ice Arena in Pembroke, Massachusetts for today's Christmas Eve game against the Marshfield Rams and the Norwell-Scituate-Abington Co-op. I'm Mad Dog Matt Nelson, alongside Dave Bowen on camera and production here in Pembroke. It is the day before Christmas Eve. We've got a triple header for you coming live on the networks of Abington Community Access and Media, and we start off here with some girls ice hockey. The Marshfield Rams wearing their all black uniforms, white numbers with green trim. The Norwell-Scituate-Abington Co-op in their very nice white jerseys, green and gold trim with Scituate blue surrounding the green numbers and lettering. Sent through the neutral zone, gathered in by Courtney Pateris. Marshfield swinging the momentum the last few minutes. NSA held without a scoring opportunity, but just as I say that, in on a breakaway goes number 13. She dekes and scores. What a nasty move for Maddie Cantor, the sophomore forward. Puts NSA up 1-0. The triple deke, Mighty Duck style for Cantor. Sage unable to win the faceoff. It's collected by Pateris, and the Rams dump it all the way down the river. Olivia Collum ping-pongs off a couple of NSA bodies. Opportunity short-handed. Number 11, Gabby Reardon, shoots and scores! Reardon able to deflect it at the blue line and come up with a breakaway. She deked and scored on the backhand against Caroline Ellis, and we're all tied up at 1. Behind Cantor. She couldn't go backhand to forehand. Cantor in, shoots and scores! Maddie Cantor's got her second, and another phenomenal deke through traffic. And NSA retakes the lead. Batted towards the crease. Didn't go close to net. Saved by Pateris. Now 10 seconds to go out into the neutral zone. Marshfield's going to have to tag up. They'll dump and chase and probably hand the game to NSA without a shot opportunity. 3, 2, 1. The buzzer sounds. NSA holds on. Some shenanigans at the end, but it is the Norwell-Scituate-Abington co-op moving to 4-1 on the young season, defeating the Marshfield Rams 2-1. Matty Cantor had both goals for NSA. We hope you'll stay tuned. There's a nice break in between. Go finish up any shopping you have left. 5:30. Be there, either in the gym or on YouTube. Abington Community Access and Media. We're the only place where you can find 3 Abington High School live streams today. Very happy about that fact. On behalf of our cameraman for game number 1 today, Dave Bowen, our executive producer, Kevin Tocci. Final score from Hobbamock Ice Arena one more time. Norwell-Scituate-Abington 2, Marshfield 1. I'm Mad Dog Matt Nelson. We'll see you at 5:30 for game 2 of 3.